Have you ever been watching a basketball game and thought, man, I wish Politoad was here? This is the video for you, my friend. I will be constructing the definitive best basketball teams for each Pokemon type with only 3 rules. Players have to be able to hold the ball in a hand or hand-like appendage, so Gyarados is off the table. No legendaries or mythicals allowed. They're too busy to play basketball, they gotta watch the ocean or something. And finally, each team gets a maximum of 1 Mega. Each team will have a starting 5 and a 6-man coming off the bench. If you aren't familiar with basketball positions, I'll put up a quick rundown on screen. Pause now if you want to see it. We'll start with the water type, and as you might imagine, this team has shooting coming out of its frickin' gills. That's so easy! Welcome back, Splash Brothers. Now level with me for a second. There is only one water Pokemon who is fit to lead this team at the point guard position. Let's say it on 3, 2, 1, Greninja. If you said any other Pokemon in the history of the franchise, you are legally not allowed to dispute my picks in the comments. I don't make the rules. Greninja's the obvious pick, and for good reason. Webbed fingers to handle and steal the ball. Sticky feet to stay planted and change directions quickly. Frog-like jumping gameplay. And if y'all thought Michael Jordan had an iconic tongue, take a closer look at that scarf. This is of course not even mentioning its ability Protean, which makes it a natural at every move it does. Pulling up for a 3-point shot? Boom, he's shooting type. Or if he's driving to the basket, he becomes a finisher. He starts hitting a Euro step. Suddenly, he's European. You never know with this guy. Only weaknesses are likely to be interior defense and maybe below average playmaking for a normal point guard, but that's because he's making all the baskets himself. With Greninja drawing a ton of double teams, we need a knockdown shooter to stroke that shit from long. How about the guy who has a legit MW2 intervention in his 3D model, the signature move Snipe Shot, and the hidden ability Sniper? Inteleon is the definitive white boy shooter archetype. We're talking Kyle Korver. We're talking JJ Redick. We're talking Agent 47. He might be a bit physically weak, but that doesn't really matter when you're shooting 50% plus from 3. This could be the most debatable part of the team, but I've got Ludicolo at small forward. With the level of scoring we have already, all we need is a defensive specialist that can switch onto both guards and forwards. Now take a gander at the goddamn gloves on this guy. Might as well be 2011 Kawhi Leonard. Frankly, he's not going to average more than 10 points, but he's doing all the dirty work the stars don't want to. He's hustling for balls. He's knocking over old ladies in the crowd. He's spreading misinformation online. And as the carefree Pokemon with own tempo, a championship game might as well be Tuesday at the YMCA for Ludicolo. Not to mention the vibes he brings to the locker room. Just when you thought this team was looking like it had glass bones and paper skin, the goon arrives. Water gets Swampert as its Mega Slot, because of course it does. This freak has 225 pounds of pure muscle. Zion Williamson, Charles Barkley, just a couple of the countless athletes who have modeled their game after Swampert. It does have too many muscles to handle the ball with any finesse, but do we really care? You're paying this guy to bang bodies, block shots, and enter beast mode. His main weakness is PED testing, so make sure you pay off the commissioner every year. At center, Feraligatr is
7 foot tall, and you can't teach that.
Do I even gotta say anything else? This dude is a dog. He can do a little bit of everything, but he does have a tendency to fly off the handle, so you're gonna have to keep this guy in check. Some quick honorable mentions before we get to the 6-man, Poliwrath and Politoad, King Zora, and Palafin Hero. These are all great players, but this is the big leagues, and you need the best. For that reason, the 6-man had to be Percy Jackson. You don't need me to tell you the sheer amount of abilities this dude has, but I'm gonna list some off anyway. Hydrokinesis, Atmokinesis, Prophetic Dreams, Dyslexia, a pen that turns into a sword, this one that sounds like a federal crime, and of course, pulling Annabeth. When you're talking about the greatest water athletes of all time, Percy Jackson is firmly in the conversation. He's gonna show you something new every night. Subscribe if you want to see all the types. Now the fire team is more of a star-centric or hero ball lineup than the all-around water team, with potentially the MVP of the league at small forward. Up at the point guard, we got Braixen. There's a reason this guy was chosen for Pokémon Tournament and Delphox wasn't. It's just a little bit shiftier than its evolution. Its hidden ability Magician lets it steal the item of opposing Pokemon, and I'm assuming that translates to basketballs. Just try to hide him on defense so he doesn't bleed too many points to big man mismatches. Running the 2, we got Armarouge, aka the Charcoal Cannon, aka the Auspicious Assassin. He's got tough ass armor and quite literally, and I'm quoting here, shoots blazing fireballs. You're looking at the prototypical 3&D player, and you already know his tunnel fits are gonna go stupid. Alright. Enough baby's little playtime. This is the athlete we all came to see. Ever heard of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Larry Bird? All garbage. Infernape was put on this earth for one reason only: to be the world's greatest basketball machine. To put the ball into the net better than anyone else has or will do it. To yam on any meek lamb who has the gall to jump in his presence.
God chose me for this fight.
No real weaknesses to speak of. Infernape is driving to the lane for an and one in a poster every single time. But what are you gonna do if the other team starts hard fouling Infernape and trying to injure him? Simple. Send in Big Benjamin at power forward. Mega Embor. Anyone who dares touch a hair on Infernape's head is gonna get it back twice as hard. Sure, he may not be technically skilled as a basketball player, but you're not paying this guy to score. This is the Infernape insurance policy, and Embor always collects. At center, if I can be honest with you guys, if this is a safe space, there's just not that many tall fire types. At a certain point, you have to make a decision between height and talent, and I chose height. You can teach a giant how to block a basketball, but you can't teach a baller how to be tall. Colossal stands at 9 feet, and guess what? You can't teach that. He's not going to be able to remember any plays, or probably even score the ball, but you can plant him in the paint on defense and no one's going to want to attack the rim. He's also not going to be asking for the ball, so that's more time for Infernape to do his thing. Fire type honorable mentions: Salazzle could be a solid point guard if she wasn't so short. And while Charizard and Blaziken are both great players in their own right, they're kinda just Infernape Jr. They would want the ball all the time, there'd be too many clashing egos. With the fire team, you gotta be really careful about tempers flaring up, players fouling out, and Draymond Green locker room antics. The perfect 6-man needs to be a legendary glue guy, someone who can keep spirits up while providing free anger management therapy. There could be no better option than the Dragon of the West himself, Uncle Iroh. He's about to have the whole team on a journey of self-discovery. Don't think he's just here for vibes either. Y'all remember how jacked he got in prison. If he sees some baddies courtside, he's dropping 50 no problem. Just don't let him on Ox in the locker room. Out of these 3 teams, Grass type has the most traditional starting 5 of the bunch. Meowscarada is the team's true pass-first point guard. As a fairly tall mon, we're looking at a genuine Magic Johnson comparison. Its dex entries say it's skillful at misdirection, so this thing's gonna be slinging invisible passes out there like Kuriko on crack. It also shares Greninja's Protean ability, and while it's not a huge scoring threat, it elevates its teammates at an elite level, and its all-pro purring ability can raise its teammates' bone density to prevent injury. At shooting guard, we got Decidueye. You ever heard of this dude who's pretty good at shooting named Steph Curry? Well, this is Nest Birdie. Decidueye fires arrow quills from its wings with such precision they can pierce a pebble at distances over 100 yards, and it has the long reach ability. This thing is pulling up for 3 from the fucking parking lot. The last time Decidueye missed a free throw was in the Reagan administration. Need I go on? For small forward, at first I had Mega Sceptile in this slot, you know, pretty safe pick, pretty great player, but man, there's just something about Grovyle. There's just an X factor with Grovyle that I can't quite grasp, but I know it's there. He just does it a little bit differently. Could it be the twig in the mouth? Could it be the way he lays it all on the line when the timeline's at stake? I don't got the answers. He may not have the raw speed and athleticism of Mega Sceptile, but I'll be damned if the sauce doesn't taste better. You already know the jump shot would be looking like Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing. Pure butter. Look at him go. Just look at him move. If that doesn't get you going, you should check your pulse, cause you might be dead. Let's calm it down a bit. At power forward, we got Tangrowth, aka the Big Bolognese. And can we get a wingspan check? Is this thing even street legal? This guy has an ability with guard in the name. He's banging in the post. He's gritting and grinding. He's got the entire passing lane covered with one arm. This dude is the defensive anchor of the team, and his Japanese name is literally Mojumbo. That's shockingly similar to the last name of the second leading blocker in NBA history, Dikembe Mutombo. You do the math. Now, Rillaboom at center poses a very interesting question. What would it be like if instead of a golden retriever, Airbud start a 6'11" gorilla? The answer is, of course, you better get those kids off the floor. Arms so long they literally touch the ground. Rillaboom is the rim rocking, the shot blocking,
limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun!
Might be the most talented big man in the league. Grass type honorable mentions go to Hisuian Lilligant and Chestnut. Given that this grass team has enough size already, for the 6-man we need something a little more tricky, a little more intangible. So I've got Poison Ivy backing up our starting 5. She can control plants with her mind, so if anyone forgets the play or misses their assignment, she can rein them back in like a puppet. She also has pheromone technology to distract the other team. Imagine if Naruto was always in his sexy jutsu. The other team's losing so much blood through their nose, they may never walk again, let alone play basketball. Let me know what types you want to see next.